Can't confirm, Bust the Nut was first. I'll be with you momentarily. The Mad Tyrant's Betrayal by Shadow of Intent. Much as though, or much like the betrayal sometimes of emotion or life itself, whenever you try to do something and you aren't feeling it. Broken Matt Hardy is here. Where's brother Nero is the real question. He's been MIA for quite a bit. Yes. Hopefully you have kept track of him back at the compound. Hopefully he was not able to use the dilapidated boat to, like, escape. This dumb, you should stick to video reviews. Okay, here's the question. Why'd you come here? Yeah, that bored? You should maybe stick to twiddling your thumbs or masturbating or, you know, doing something else. Because to other people, it's not dumb. To me, it's not dumb. So, unfortunately, in this encampment, your opinion is the minority. And, well, I'm just not in a good mood. Bye. Yeah, it should. It should definitely go better than the last one. Cape Rayer, what's going on, man? I hope yesterday wasn't your first streaming experience. If it was, then, well, thanks for coming back. I appreciate that. So, I'm not going to be here for too long. Nero's trying to find a way to undelete his wife. Oh, no. This will probably only roll till about 2:30, so about an hour and 10 minutes or so at the maximum. So I wanted to get this sort of going as quickly as possible. That way we could get as much packed in as humanly possible, which basically means as much relaxation, comfy, just fun. Because, yeah, the day 4 will probably extend for another day after this, since this is only like an hour and 10 minutes, and I feel like I kind of need to, you know, make up for not only day 4, but for day 3 a little bit as well, because there was a lot of, like, super serious kind of garbage that went on in that 2.5-hour stream. And, you know, I have to recognize a lot of the stuff that's sort of going on behind the scenes that I don't even know about, that is having an effect also, you know, stuff like switching meds, or, you know, like yesterday was a very personal situation that I had. It's weird whenever you wake up and then all of a sudden, like, somebody who has been sort of solid and steady as a part of your life for 33 years, like, you just wake up and know, well, at least they're around. And then you wake up, you get a phone call that says, oh, they're in the hospital because they were on the ground for 4 days, and they're barely conscious. And then, you know, right in the middle of the stream, I didn't get the call right in the middle of the stream. However, right in the middle of last night's, like, doomed from the start stream, that person passed away, my 96-year-old great uncle. So, you know, that's just sort of what happens. I guess that's, you know, it is, sometimes things happen when you don't really know why until you find out why, I suppose, as silly as that sounds. I think that was, I think yesterday was just bad because I knew something was off. You know, I knew something was, there was a disturbance in the force, to say the very least. Am I interested in SummerSlam next Sunday? SummerSlam is a pay-per-view by WWE that I always want to watch, regardless to how poor the card kind of looks. What's interesting is that I sort of know what was the original plan for the SummerSlam main event, so I'm curious if they stick with their guns, which I think a lot of folks are going to feel there's a high percentage that will happen, which was Roman goes over lol, or if they are going to throw the curveball. And the curveball, and the best curveball I think right now, is very dependent upon whether or not Lesnar is actually planning on staying long term, or if this whole, like, added stipulation was put there in order to try to make this, like, really interesting, like where Brock maybe loses the title without being pinned and gets pissed off, but then has to, like, sort of eat his words, or like Paul Heyman all of a sudden starts a campaign to, like, demand his reinstatement because he was not pinned for the title, or yak, 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 you know, that's just one of those things. You know, it's one of those things. So I'm hoping that they're able to take things in a, if they decide to go with the curveball, they take things in a pretty responsible and also intriguing direction, which of course they won't. What's up, Lurch? How's it going, my man? Glad to see you back. Again, apologies to everybody involved for yesterday. Who's hyped for the new Leprous? I am, mostly because the last album was terrific. Going through their back catalog, they really don't have any album that's poor. And from what I've heard so far, good stuff. Good stuff. And, you know, the singles aren't necessarily, like, the best thing that they've done. As Lurch, wow, that was ironic, as you just indicated, Lurch. But, one thing that made The Congregation such a strong album were a few individual songs were better than the others, but it was how the whole album operated as a whole. So they strike me as a band where that is more so the truth. They are a terrific album band that are able to craft great songs, but it seems like from within their craftsmanship, from within their boundaries, they are able to make good, solid albums that flow very nicely from the first note to the last. So that's very cool. Am I feeling any better since yesterday? Absolutely. Yeah, I feel a lot better. Like I was saying, I think that there was definitely a disturbance in the force, which was the fact that my great uncle died during the stream. Any hype for the new Queens of the Stone Age? Queens of the Stone Age for me is a band where it's cool to listen to every so often. Do I like them? Yes. Am I, like, wild and crazy about them? Not really. Mostly because I'm a Caius guy. Like, I'm from that old Caius camp. And, like, I'm not a big, like, the whole Caius lives idea, just blah, you know. I would rather a full, like, proper Caius reunion. And all of that, but you know, we got what we got. So Queens of the Stone Age for me was always sort of like a great extension of that, but not exactly what I had in mind, but still a cool band, you know, still a really cool band. But that's the way that it is. Well, Broken Matt, of course you have things to do. You have a compound to take care of, you have wild animals, you have to find Brother Nero and, you know, make sure he doesn't undelete his wife, etc., etc., etc. Thoughts on the new Autopsy? Dead. I know there's a new Autopsy coming. I'm excited for that. I'm more of a full album guy. Singles, you know, there are some that kind of pique my curiosity. There are others where basically I hear enough in one direction where I think to myself, okay, I'll be the judge of that. You know, almost cocky in a way. Where I'll listen to it and then maybe drop a review like with the Trivium song, which was glad that I did, considering it kind of gives me hope for this record. But the Silence in the Snow sort of did that as well. Maybe kind of. I don't know. I'm trying to remember that time in my life. It's kind of fuzzy. But that's just sort of the way that it is. Enslaved, however, oh my god. Enslaved just continues to be wonderful. They are just an incredible band. And you would think that a group that is essentially, for like the past 10 years or so, has just like made little updates to their sound, like not even something that's very large that maybe the naked ear can hear. You would think that they would sort of get stale and stagnant. Sometimes bands are just able to make little notches of difference, or, you know, just sort of tweak it in a certain way, and it stays sounding fresh. Enslaved's one of those bands. Enslaved's one of those groups. And I'm really glad that they're a group that has a lot of representation, that has a fan base. You know, they're a group that deserved it. I never would have guessed back in the first part of the 2000s, whenever I got into them, that they would be a very, you know, fairly well-respected metal band in the future. Especially whenever you put that word progressive in front of other styles of music. That's not, like back then it was a lot more of a dirty word to have progressive in front of your primary heavy metal subgenre as opposed to today. Whereas today it's almost like you need to do that. Like if you're just a pure black metal band, or if you're just a pure death metal band, people might be hesitant to check you out because they want to know where the variety is, which is silly. Yeah, Enslaved kind of did things very slowly. Lurch has a very good point about that, because if you listen to their initial offerings, they're very much, you know, of the epic sort of Viking metal yarn. Has that strong black metal slash folky approach to it, and then slowly they executed the turn while still giving you a little bit of that old style, like a little bit of that elder idea. Like they've never not been, you know, Viking metal or epic metal or whatever, you know, whatever adjective you wish to use. There's never been that large of a leap. It's just been, they have added a lot of adjectives on board just by doing really simple things. So I think that's a great way to sort of structure a transition. Enslaved have a knack for great intros. You are damn right, Gyro Lamb. I think of the intro to Lightning all the time, because that was the moment whenever I realized that the Axiom Ethica Odine was the album of the year for the first year that I fully did reviews. Will I start a Minecraft Let's Play series? God, no. Oh, God, no. I don't get Minecraft at all. I just don't get that at all. But anyway, I was actually thinking of something pretty cool. I had this really weird idea, And the reason why is because one of my buddies just got finished up with a big-time Mario marathon called Mario Madness. And so we've been just sort of joking about like names for other series and things like that. Like there's Mario Madness, there's Sonic Sadness, there's Zelda Zaniness, you know, just to name a couple. But then I thought about, and I was watching some old school PWG, some old school indie wrestling, and then it came to me, like, I have a lot of what could be considered indie games, indie titles, or a lot of games that are seen as sort of like indie legends, with the exception of like Cave Story. Like I have VVV, I have Dust, I have Bastion. Why not do a marathon like that? Maybe I'm not even the person to do that, or it's something I should do whenever, if I'm ever a big old video gamer, called King of the Indies. You know, just straight up go with that idea that's been in indie wrestling for a while, and just call it King of the Indies. And have it be a series over like a week or a month or whatever, where the only thing that you play are games that are considered to be, you know, indie classics, whether they be cult classics or like well-regarded and beloved classics. And then you just basically have that be something that maybe has a cause, but if you don't, then, you know, then all of your incentives would basically be to unlock other things. NES for Life, very cool, you know, I could see that too. There's a lot of great things for NES games. If you're a big fan of NES, they do. This has been the year where I have noticed that there's been a lot of creativity really coming whenever it comes to like trying to string a lot of games in this series together, or stringing a lot of games period together to give something bigger and better and like sort of more fun for a watcher. Because, you know, sure, people will watch you play the same game over and over again if you're working to improve a time, but what if you had like 4 or 5 different titles? And then every run, potentially, you're improving, or every run you're discovering something new that might help you go a little faster, or might make you play a little better. CKN is fat lard that oppresses women. Okay. Sure. That's fine. I have a feeling I know who you are, and man, you need a life, kid. I'm telling you. Like, it's getting sad. You know, maybe you can get a rise out of somebody the first couple times, but now the obsession's a little bit like, you might actually really, really like me. I think that might be the problem here. I think that's the problem. I think you actually really, really like me, and this is the only way you know how to show it. It's like that old school, like, 3rd grade mentality, where boy sees little girl that he likes, you know, little 9-year-old Jimmy sees little 9-year-old Lisa, and he really kind of likes Lisa, but also thinks girls are icky, so he throws spitballs at her, and he puts gum in her hair, and he pushes her in the mud, because that is 9-year-old Jimmy's way of trying to block out those feelings, but also he's showing those feelings to Lisa. And even though Lisa feels like, man, Jimmy must really hate me, he's such a bully, the opposite is true, and it's almost endearing. Oh man, but oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. Oh, I'm just going to insult CKN over and over again. Man, you must really like me. And I hate to say it, but I'm not interested. Sorry. That game doesn't play with me. It's just the way I was raised and made. It's the way I popped out my mama. So, you know, take those little 3rd grade antics and flee somewhere else where somebody will be willing to feed that and just eat it up. And, oh man, they'll call you back. Oh, they'll buy you dinner. Oh, you might even make it past first base. So you're saying that you're a 9-year-old girl? Well, duh. Dude, half y'all are pedophiles who are watching this. But anyway, someone was asking, what was that about Dream Theater? Am I catching Dream Theater on the upcoming tour? You know what? I don't think so. I don't think so. And as for my favorite Judas Priest album, it's Painkiller. It's always been Painkiller. It's just an album that has sort of everything. It has great songwriting, it has terrific riffs. Halford sounds amazing. It is a swan song of sorts, but you know, that's just the way that it is. The new three thongs. The new three thongs, man. The new 3 songs of Septic Flesh. I haven't listened to them yet. Septic Flesh is a band that I'll usually just drop my thoughts whenever the album comes. That's my big thing. I would like to go because of Images and Words, but my big deal, Lurch, has always been that their shows, even if they are just in the Palace Theater, which is pretty close by, they're always like way too expensive. And I hear that they're worth the money, but I saw Dream Theater for a relatively good price whenever they were on Gigantor, and yeah, they were excellent. You know, they were awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I'm more tempted, however, to go see Images and Words in A Change of Seasons than I am The Astonishing. That's for sure. Like, they came to Greensburg with the Astonishing tour, and I was told about it by like a lot of people. I just didn't want to go because I was really hot on the Astonishing whenever it first came out, like for the first week. And then throughout, like, the rest of the next month and a half, my opinion on that album tanked so hard. It went so bad. Oh my gosh, it is you! Oh, it's so cute. Oh man. Here, hold on. Let me paint this picture complete. Let me paint this picture complete. Nation. I want everyone to know how much I hate coverkillernation. Because, contrary to popular belief, I have no hobbies or friends. I have nothing more to do with my time. So I got this cheap pair of sunglasses off of the Witch app. And I decided to grow my hair for about 2 weeks and unkept it. And everything else is just genetics, so I can't blame that on anything. And I haven't washed my hair in about 5 days. 4 days? That's not honesty, nation. Weeks, months, years. Oh my. You just checked out The Human Equation, you couldn't finish it. Really? Oh, you know what? That's your opinion. It's all good. Tundra, you did the one thing that a lot of people are too scared to do, and that's actually scope it out and give it a try. Hey, man. So, there you go. You actually gave it the attempt. So, good for you. All these here. These right here. Literally the Wish app. For free. Just had to pay $1 for shipping. Like, the funny thing about it is that it is, like, I never ever thought that I would want to scope out the Wish app, but then everybody around me was like, I got this off of Wish, I love Wish, 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 Wish. And I'm thinking, fuck, is this an app or is there a genie that pops out? Like, do you download Wish and all of a sudden a genie pops out and says, what is your desire, young sir? And then and then I got a pair of sunglasses for $1. And the $1 was shipping, so technically the product itself I got for nothing. There wasn't a genie, so I felt a little ripped off there, like, where's I Dream of Jeannie Lady? That would have been awesome. But, you know, I understand. Show's kind of old, so she's probably old. Maybe she's even dead. I don't know. I don't keep up, but, you know. A pair of sunglasses out the deal, so what the hell? Who cares? I've not. I have some of Ace's solo stuff on vinyl. Logan but it's just got meh. You know, it's all right. I wish I'm dead. Nice. Wait, Ellie, you've not been attacked by being a female yet? Oh, well. Let me check my schedule. No. No, see, that's the thing, Tundra. If you don't like something, that doesn't make you an idiot. That means that you have taste. That is yours. Music's subjective, dude. It's all good. You could be in here and say that you don't like images and words. I mean, I like the album, but that's me. I get piggybacked on by a lot of people because I'm not the hugest Slipknot fan, for example. Are the people who like Slipknot wrong? No. Am I wrong? No. None of us are actually wrong. Lurch trying to hold things down. Ellie, I love you. You're just taking all this in stride. I love you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you've started to come a lot more. What is my favorite song of all time? I sold my soul for the company store. No, it's not that. It's a good question, actually. It's a really good question. I can tell you whenever I had my old Last FM what song I listened to the most. That was Down in a Hole by Alice in Chains. But what song I actually feel to be the best song of all time, I have no idea. Like, there are some things in life that, in order for me to make a list for it, I'd have to sit down and it would feel like solving complex math equations in order for me to determine it. And either way I would make the list, I wouldn't be satisfied with it. And I know that everybody else wouldn't be satisfied with it because everybody has their own opinion. You know, music's subjective. So I love Stairway to Heaven. I know that's up there on lists, so I'll just say that. I'm a big fan of a lot of Opeth's work. I think that Burden is one of the best songs that's ever been written, one of the most emotional tracks of all time. Same thing with songs like To Bid You Farewell. Porcupine Tree has written some of my favorite material of all time. The Sky Moves Sideways is absolutely brilliant. I've loved work from Michael Jackson even, and Prince. I can listen to Wouldn't It Be Good by Nick Kershaw 217 times in one day and not feel like that's enough. I've listened to the Bullet Club theme more times than you probably blinked today. Dirt is one of the best and most honest albums I've ever heard by Alice in Chains. Or anybody. That's the kind of stuff that I dig. I dig stuff that is very, it's very honest, has a lot of great feeling to it. And you know, the funny thing is that because of the stigma that emo music has, saying that you like music that has a lot of emotion driven behind it, almost feels like you're saying in this world, I like emo music. When in reality, what you could mean is, whenever I listen to Vow by Shadow Gallery, I immediately get 1,001 pictures and visions in my head, and it immediately conjures up some sort of emotional response. That's why I like progressive music. I think that progressive music, you know, bends and weaves so much because it's supposed to almost tell a story by itself, as opposed to it being a lyrical story or a lyrical tale as well. You know, the music is supposed to be a big driving force in that. I think that's why I dig that, because you can experience multiple things in one song. That's neat. Like, it's just neat. Like, it's not even the fact that makes it better than everything else. Fuck that, man. That doesn't mean anything. It's just neat. It's just super cool. That's what music's supposed to do. It's supposed to move you. Jordan. Been spending most our lives living in an Amish paradise. Oh, now he's going to just... Okay, let's go a little further and a little deeper. Were you at the thingy that just took place in Virginia where all of the white supremacists looked like they were having casual Fridays with tiki torches? Also look like they're mad because, you know, maybe the black captain of the basketball team ended up with the girl that you liked, but you never even had the balls to even talk to her? Are you mad because all that happened and you think that things should have just fallen into your lap because you're a white man? Oh no! What a terrible thing! So instead you dress up in casual Friday bullshits and decide that tiki torches are all of a sudden the whitest thing ever when they were originally done by Polynesians. Do I sound like I'm on the left? Because I'm not! It's just that your way is stupid. It's just that it's 2017, and if you haven't gotten over the fact that there are people in this world that don't look like you, and they happen to be on equal ground as you, that they are actually, you know, able to have the same rights and the same, you know, potential happiness as you, if you still are unable to figure that out, if that's still not something that's entered into your brain, then the only sadness that's here is you! And it's all because Deshaun was able to get with Rebecca because Rebecca likes people that actually talks to them and doesn't cower in the corner like a steaming pile of pussy. I'll put up with a lot of things, but I won't put up with racism. And the thing is like your name, like your screen name, could easily be seen as one, but you're actually really cool. Like, you're not sitting here promoting that stuff. You're asking about music and just being cool. I could actually sound a lot more like Paul Heyman. That was a non-attempt. That was a non-attempt. Yeah, trolling is one thing. We have troll of metal for that, but racism is absolutely unacceptable. Oh, by the way, we are obviously trying to slay cancer through this Stream-a-Thon, and one way that we are doing that is through donations. So if you wish to donate to the cause, which is Ronnie James Dio's Stand Up and Shout Cancer Foundation, check out the link that's directly below me, and that will take you to where you can do that. And to my left, actually it's to my right, but to your left, looking at it on the screen, there's a list of incentives. Let me know what number you want your donation to go to. And that's how we're going to unlock some really cool prizes and really cool stuff that you guys will have the opportunity to win. And all the while, you know, raising money for the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout Cancer Foundation. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick. Of course, you can do it now during the stream, or you can do it offline, because there's a paste bin that you can visit that will keep you informed on how everything's going. Another way of slaying cancer is by getting rid of trolls, absolutely. And my client, Michael Ackerfit. Brock Lesnar. I think it works with Brock Lesnar only because his first name is 5 letters and his last name is 6. Like, I think that's why that works so well. And it's also like the cadence of everything. Like, I feel that Paul was just sitting at home one night trying to think of things he could do. And he just said the name over and over. He just, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar, Brock Lesnar. And it almost sounds like it's a Vince McMahon parody a little bit, doesn't it? Like, remember whenever Vince would get all serious and he'd say, screw you, you're fired. Brock Lesnar. Like, it has sort of that same, like, cadence to it a little bit. Just, it's drawn out in different portions or different syllables. Isn't that cool? Oh, look, it's a big fan. It's a big fan. You know, I have I have a philosophical question for everybody. Oh yeah, and big fan, and that grandpa guy, or all that Hugh guy that was in the Facebook group last night. Likes to post about hairline and all this other garbage. Anyway, how bored do you have to be? Or like, how shitty does your life have to be? Where all that you do is make like 50,000 YouTube accounts and just go on down the line whenever you get banned from each, or, you know, like, where's the fun in that? Like, I don't really understand that. Yeah, you did. Aww, it's so cute. It's like they're using that whole, like, if you kill one of us, 2 more will rise mentality, but it's really just the same stupid, sad individual. Yeah. Isn't that a problem? How can we just do that? Bye. Yeah, it's not like a hydra, it's like a worm. Ellie, whether you are or not, for him, you certainly would be. I'm gay for CKN. I understand, sweetie. I totally understand. Listen, you and me, we're like this. We're completely and totally like this. Have been for a long time. And you know, the funny thing is that whenever you found out about me and Wobbin also sort of having a thing, I thought you'd be really, really upset, honey. But you handled that so well. Now you guys are like best friends, which means you guys are probably gonna like kill me in 5 days or something. What do I think about the bands Hole and Garbage? Hole had 1 song, maybe 2 songs that were halfway decent, and is exactly what the troll needs in their head. And Garbage is what the troll is, but the music and Shirley Manson, pretty good. Pretty good stuff, you know? I would turn straight for CKN. Honey, I would turn gay for you. Or lesbian for you. Yeah. Like, I would just, like, I would grow a vagina. It's all good. What is my opinion on brutal slamming death metal? I'm not a huge fan of it. But I respect it. It's one of those styles, like one of the rare styles of metal where I listen to it and I realize I'm not the target audience. I'm not the target audience of this metal. But you know what? I respect the hell out of their abilities to do those things. Just not something that works for me. And that's going to happen. You know, another thing that is... Look, you can't even spell white right. But at any rate, like, there's just some moments, and especially as you're going to age, where some of the things that come out after you discovered metal are just not going to it's not going to register with you very well. And people will try to convince you one way or the other. Like, they'll try to show you some things or whatever that is very well representative of that style. You know, try to make you change your mind. And the best thing that you can do if it never ever hits for you is just say, listen, you know, I gave it a try. I wanted to do that much. It's just something that doesn't really work with me. I don't really like it, but I respect it. That's all it is. Okay, now, racism is one thing, but incorrectly hailing Hitler, that'll get you blocked. Understand the language if you want to pretend that you're a badass. Artificial Brain and Ulcerate. Ulcerate is freaking incredible. I think that Ulcerates will be a band that gets a little bit of flack because they don't have nearly enough like cleanliness to sort of offset their insanity, but my god. Listen to one of their songs Like, listen to any song that's 7 minutes or above, because they make use of every second. They make use of every second. I have a weakness for industrial beats with slam on guitars. Hey, cool. Corey, that's awesome, man. Couldn't get into them. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, Lurch, you gave it a shot. You tried. Nile is the Coca-Cola of technical death metal. Who's the Pepsi? Dude, like, I'm generally interested now, because this is really cool. I like this. Like, let's make the soda products of tech death. So if Nile is the Coke, who's the Pepsi? Like, who's the Sprite? And is there like a Dr. Pepper and like a what's that other one? Gosh darn it, like Mr. Thunder or Mr. Pibb? Like, screw starter packs. Starter packs are stupid. Like, now we need to compare everything to soda companies, because we have no life. Duke Ellington rules. Oh, I'm with you on that. I like my tech that's sprinkled with some prog. Sounds like it's water company. It's those water things, and you have to like drip in some like orange or like some flavor of some variety in order to like your water. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, I take a bath, and then I listen to rap and realize it's better than that. Anyway, here are some suggestions for how to troll CKN. 6 Feet Under, Jeff Tate, Attila. Learn how to spell Jeff Tate's name. I like my music crispy. I like it crispy. Coverkillernation putting socks on. I like my coffee black just like my penis. Wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, have I heard Shinken by Persephone? Yes. It's a fantastic album. It's a really, really good album. Someone start donating, yeah. Hey, that's for realsies. Let's go for it. Let's get things going. Like I said, I'm only going to be here for about another half an hour or so. We're trying to recover from yesterday. Yesterday was not a good time. Gonna mute you? Hey, at least you're honest. You're like, hey, dude, I'm muting you so I can check out a band. That's cool. How about should we all scope out something, maybe? What genre is Persephone? Jordan, I like you. Ellie, hey, thanks for stopping in. You're a ton of fun. I'll see you later. Oops. Jordan, I like you. Hold on. I need to wait for this to load up. I need to remember how to spell things. This may not work out as well as I want it to. Wow, how the hell? I guess I'll just do this. Sure. You're wondering about what Persephone sounds like. I'm going to give you an example. Hold on.
Our 18-year-old was in an accident.
After this ad, no! I felt relief because I took a laxative called USAA. Recommended for top breeders. I'm going to play Spirals Within Thy Being. It's playing right now. Good, it is. This is Persephone. Persephone sounds like a spiritual migration. Listen to Earthside. Our 18 was in an accident. Yeah, that's the best song. The best song is Accident. It starts off, our 18 was in an accident. Which for some reason the song has the same cadence as the Freshman by the Road Fight. That probably needs to like go down a little bit. Oh, I like that. Did that just get really super duper quiet? Or is it now at an acceptable volume where you can also hear me? Like, I'm looking to like try to balance this a little bit because I can't hear myself. So I need y'all to be my help. When will I make more 5 Reasons videos? Probably pretty soon. I need to get a couple of bands together. Like, I need to, like... First of all, I had a hit list together. I had a hit list together of all the bands that I was going to have 5 Reasons videos for. So I went through a lot of my hit list. And then I fucking lost my hit list. Like, it disappeared. I don't know where it's at. So, yeah. I'm kind of starting from scratch there. You might have noticed because during the Trivium track review, I said, hey, if you think the Trivium deserves a 5 Reasons video, let me know. Whenever one was already made. Like, I had everything written down, like, everything was freaking there. So, I was kind of, like, lost. I lost my Hitler. I lost my Hitlers. First. Hey, Static Syndrome. I'll probably be gone in a little less than a half hour here, man. But that's pretty cool. Have a good one. Static, we'll be streaming again probably tomorrow or Tuesday. Just so you know. I'd like my vocals a bit intelligible. Christian with the $10. we have our first donation for the day. I wasn't even sure if you were in the chat, brother. Thank you very much. Oh, god damn it. And we're going to see what the massage is. What is the massage? There is no massage. I'm about to log out. No, I'm not. You're about to not do that. Christian, let me know which of the incentives you want your $10 to go to while we are jamming out to some Persephone here. I need to keep a watch as to when I need to sort of turn that off. I'm here, but am at work, so can't really talk. That's cool, Christian. Just give me a number between 1 through 9. That's all. That's all I need. And then you can continue going about your work. How did I feel whenever Hulk Hogan formed the NWO? You know, the only way the NWO was going to work was going to be with guys like Hogan and Hall and Nash. Christian says number 3, okie dokie. Number 3 is the $50 Amazon experience, so we're going to put $10 for that. Since you're at work, Christian, if you come home and see that you didn't like what you put it toward, then just let me know. I can shift her up. But anyway, it needed to be people like Hogan, Nash, and Hall, but it always felt like Hogan had to put himself right there in the forefront. You know? Like, whenever you really stop and look back, you're just like, what does voted rant video mean? Corey, it means that if we hit the goal for that, all of you guys in chat will vote for a rant for CKN to do, for me to do, that will be done not only here on the stream, but it will be recorded as it is being done on the stream, with the external camera and everything like that. it will be mixed down, and it will be made into a CKN video. So essentially, you guys get to dictate a future Cover Killer Nation video, and the best part about it is that if you vote for the rant, it could be anything that you want. It could be anything that you want. As long as it is agreed upon by the chat, I'll probably take like the 3 ideas that seem to have the most traction and then make like straw poll and have you guys vote on it for which one that you want. That's the deal. Number 7 sounds pretty funny. It's because number 7 is just as funny as it sounds. That's based off of a joke that's been going on in this neck of the woods for about 2 to 3 months. And a wink wink nudge nudge is I hope that we don't actually like make it to the point where I have to honor that, because God, I'm sure that there's going to be a ton of people that will laugh hysterically at this. But everybody else like that has no idea what this is about. They're gonna be like, I didn't need to see that. Do I like Gorod's Transcendence? I've actually liked just about everything Gorod's put out. They're a really solid band. I think the problem with them is honestly that name just doesn't like pop into my brain enough to like check them out a little bit more and listen to them a little bit more. I've been listening to Gorod for God, like more than 10 years. It's been a long time. I remember listening to Gorod whenever I was in college, and that was first part of the 2000s, like going toward the middle portion of the 2000s. Some rich guy donates $782 and pick number 7. That'll complete my life. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Now I'll also say, I'm not sure how easy that stuff is to read over there. Every $250, we bump up the percentage to charity by 5%. And every $500, I do the CKN dance, which if you don't know what that is, well, hopefully you're here whenever we hit $500 so you can find out. What is this that's playing? This is Persephone. And, oh, I needed to stop that. Sorry, guys. But did you know, actually, that there was a, do you remember Prospect? Do you remember whenever we talked about Prospect? The Colorless Sunrise? Because they have a brand new album out, too. Which I need to find. They may not actually have anything on here. I might have to go about this a different way. Oh well, that's fine. Sure don't. Oh, it's okay. That's fine. Stop shilling my product. Today's drone metal album is entitled The Baphomet of Regrets Wears the Hat of Shame, all while walking along the street of gold. So I will type this in chat so you can actually steal it. Droning and boning. Crow killing must be erased from the annals of history. And droning and boning. Now I think that Gyro Lamb has just like willed into existence somebody in the metal community. Maybe somebody from Sun will do this. Maybe somebody from Sun will do this, where they'll just make a drone metal album, or at least a song, that is based around like a 20-minute song based around a 5-second moan clip off of Pornhub. How long do these streams last? This one will only be for about another 20 minutes, so it's only about an hour or so. Mostly because we're making up for a really bad stream yesterday. Like, it was pretty bad. But a lot went down. But usually the streams last for about anywhere between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. And that will probably be changing. When am I setting up the new PC? I have a chair that I need to liquidate first. Like, I have an area that needs to be cleaned out, and also a yard sale / like family sale that needs to happen first. Yeah, yesterday was definitely a little off. It was horrible. ISIS, great terror group. Troll Metal he's all in good fun. I just rejoined in CK and just said Pornhub. Well, welcome back, Mac! How you doing, buddy? Corey Williams. We have a couple of... oh my gosh, we have a couple different donations here that I need to get to. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who has decided to participate in these early days. I admit that after yesterday, I really didn't figure that anybody would even care. So we have $5 from Corey Williams. Corey, which incentive would you like for that to go to? Let me know. Let me know. And I have another donation to get to here in a moment, so... Uh-oh. What a way to be. Welcome back. But Corey, I know that you're here. Let me know which incentive you want that to go to. And Logan, you're going to have to let me know which incentive, or will you? No, you won't. Number 7, Logan Shriver with the $12. With the $12, and he says that one's going to number 7, which is the striptease. Oh no! Oh jeez! Oh boy! So we have $12 going toward the striptease, which puts that at $30. It's creeping up there. Oh no! Corey Williams wants it toward the rant video. So his $5 will go toward the rant video. These are starting to get some looks. That's good. Whoops. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was that much. It'd be nice if it was the 2,321. That'd be wow. Wow. I like that guy that used to be on the internet calling something Mike Portnoy. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I like people that just have fun with things and don't aim to hurt people. You know what I mean? I had to give more, but I'm Poe. Yeah, I know that feeling. Don't worry. So I just got a super cool, like, sort of like semi-bonus thing from working taxes, which is really neat. I don't know if you call it a bonus. It was just like, here, you did some things. No, I think it was mostly for, like, it was like reimbursement for the schooling and everything, so that was neat. Like, for a while there, I wasn't thinking that anything was going to happen about that. Scott Murphy, which we all know is Mr. Lurch, with $5. Lurch, I have a feeling I know which incentive you want this to go to, but I'm going to ask anyway because that's the proper thing to do. Would you like this? Would you like this money to go to anything aside from the striptease, Lurch? And that's my answer. No. He wants the striptease. He wants to see them titties. Good morning, CKN. Hello, Christian. How's it going, man? Appreciate seeing y'all. Donations for song requests? Corey, you know what? There might be a stream where I do that. You know, like if you pop me like $1 or $2 for the charity, we'll put some songs on. The one thing I'll say, Corey, is that if you'd like to like go back to the stream later and watch it on YouTube, you won't be able to. Like, that would be an absolute impossibility, because YouTube is now outright blocking a lot of videos that do stuff like that. So it'd be something where you'd have to be in. It's like a muted VOD. It's like a muted video on demand on Twitch. Hey, it's okay, Lurch. I'm surprised you did anything at all. You know, that was definitely not required. Listen, don't feel as though this is absolutely a requirement. If you don't have the money, do not put yourself out. You know, don't put yourself out. Wait until you have the ability. And of course, you know, everything is up to you. You know, I'm just sitting here and presenting an idea. You know, presenting something that we can do together. You know, that's all. That's all the more that I do, or that I want to do. I don't want to put anybody out. I don't want to put anybody in a bad situation, because every single streamer that I've ever given to has had that same message, and I'm in that same boat. I'm of that same mindset. But I do want to show you, in case you guys didn't see. I know a lot of you probably did. But anybody who is new, anybody who happens to be new, whoa. Okay, didn't expect that. Alrighty. But this is what we were able to do the last time we did a charity-style marathon. $774.27 went to one-of-a-kind pet rescue in Akron, Ohio. My tech department, which showed me the place, got to see that photo 2 nights ago and about shit her pants. Like, she could not believe it. She could not believe, and I don't know if it was that she didn't realize that, you know, we have a lot of people that care. I don't know if she didn't realize that there's 65,000 potential people that could actually come in here and do that and be a part of it, even though it was probably based off of only about 40 to 50. Like, dude, imagine if every, like, if all 65,000 subscribers were in here right now. First of all, it'd be a train wreck. Second of all, you'd never be able to get anything said or done. Like, you would be forced to have to put your incentive number in the donation itself, because there's no way I'd be able to follow Chad. And it would probably, like, be the most racist stream in history, because I've noticed that any stream that has more than, like, 800 people in it just gets a bunch of people that copy-paste spam swastikas and all sorts of other garbage because they think they're cool. The big problem with the Astonishing is the fact that I get that it's a concept record, obviously, but can I do 5 reasons why people hate me? I did that already. Everybody who ever says that on Earth, I already did that. Or do you want me to do it as myself as opposed to doing it as George Jones? I mean, that's sort of a thing. But anyway, The Astonishing just did not have enough songs that popped. Even if you have a concept record, you do have to have songs and music that pops and really stands out. And that was the problem. It was after the fact, you know, I listened to the album 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, each new time that I listen to it, I'm trying to think of things of memory. Like songs of memory. And I'm like, that was kind of, that was pretty good. Like, I'm volleying this back and forth, and then I realize nothing really just stands out and says, I was amazing. 10 reasons why people hate CKN, presented by Box Me. That could be that'll be the fan voted rant video. Coverkillernation, you need to rant on yourself and go. One of the best recent opening tracks for an album was actually by Nile. The song Kafir. Amazing song. Like, we are talking an incredible, incredible display. Presented by Alex Jones. Salty Soldier? Nah, he just wishes. We shall have a roast. Oh, God. Oh, man. If Louis Anderson ever gets roasted, he needs to come out the Louie. The Motorhead version. The Motorhead version. Yeah. If Eternity should fail, yeah. It was pretty good. You liked all of the 2000s albums? I'll tell you, they are albums that you come around to. You really do. I love Train of Thought. I absolutely adored 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. Everything after that, with the exception of Octavarium, because the title track of Octavarium is just an orgasm factory. But everything else, it's just sort of like, Have I heard Whispered before? Yes. And yes, I have. Thanks to a foreign friend and a foreign fan, which I don't think Michael is in chat currently, but Michael has been a big purveyor for Whispered, but also for Gunson and for Affenhammer, who are just an amazing mellow death band out of France. The Enemy Inside is a really good song. Like, that's the thing. I really think that some folks dismiss that track because it is thrashy, and it's not like the pretty, standard prog of images and words, or, it's not like 6 o'clock or whatever. Enemy Inside is a thrashy song that really does everything it needs to do. I was always a huge fan of Blind Faith off of 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence. That was a track that back in the day showed me that there was more of that being discussed, some of our current events being discussed in that song than in all of pop music at that time. And it still continues today. Like, pop is now they're scared. Now they're scared to get take any sort of side, because they're scared that they will lose a whole entire section of fan base, or like a whole entire. It'll just be a big old blow up, and it's bad for press. No, it ain't. Okay, Kefir is not for me. It's all good. The Great Debate was good as well. I think that's an excellent track that sort of gets overlooked. Suggestion Nile record. Those Whom the Gods Detest would be one that, I liked it. Burp, 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 burp. Burp, 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 burp. You know what? What Should Not Be Unearthed was an album that was sort of underrated and underappreciated, I feel. Especially when it comes to Not You jackass. Call to Destruction, the very first track off of that album, is similar to Kafir, at least in my opinion, where it sets up the direction of the disc perfectly. And the reason why that song, why Call to Destruction is able to do it, is because it shows you that this album is going to be fucking violent. And it is. It's a really violent album. Ichthyophallic. Someone's recommending Ichthyophallic. Annihilation of the Wicked. Basically anything that I didn't review is pretty good. Like, it was whenever I started reviewing the band that it started to become sort of like a eat. We're not quite sure. Because at the gate of Sethu is, I think it's just the mix that sucks. It was really bad and super disjointed. It's hard to listen to. Those Whom the Gods Detest was fantastic. And really, whenever you get back into Ichthyophallic and anything that's further in the rear view, it gets a little bit more raw. I'll warn you of that. It gets a little bit more raw. Maybe not necessarily as cleaned up, but the material itself is pretty strong. And I'm walking away from a donation, which is no good. I need to do that. Especially considering it's from Kevin. Kevin Messiaen? I hope that I'm saying that right. If not, I apologize. But Kevin with the $2.31. Kevin, speak now or forever hold your cock piece. And tell me which incentive you want it to go to. And that puts us at 240 for right now. Do I have any atmospheric black metal recommendations? Kaladin Brood. Put on the portrait CD, your OCD. That's cool. No worries. I can do that. So 231 is going to put us at $4 for the Portraits album. What do I think about So Far, So Good, So What? So good, so great, so underrated. It is an underrated gem from Megadeth. It is a super underrated gem. It has in My Darkest Hour on it. It has their version of Anarchy in the USA. Into the Lungs of Hell is a fucking shred fest. And then yeah, I understand that like songs like Mary Jane or 502 are not the best. But first of all, Mary Jane is like super duper strange for Megadeth. Like it's a song that does not sound like, if you listen to the modern work and then you go back and listen to Mary Jane, you're gonna think this doesn't sound like them at all. But it is, and it's a really good song. I like Mary Jane a lot. Which now people are going to come in and hear that and be like, wait, he smokes the devil's lettuce. I've done it before. I'll probably do it again. Set the World Afire is just, there's another great song. It's a really, really good album. Like the fact that there are some folks out there that say this was really bad. What? Have I ever done an Iron Maiden discography series? I did back in 2011, or 2010 actually. It was a long time ago. My God, like it was a very, very long time ago. So the video quality is awful. But yeah, it is on the channel, so you can check it out if you want. The bad quality runs all the way up until A Matter of Life and Death, I want to say. Yeah, and then it gets better for the Book of Souls. Well, I have to head out. I'm sorry, guys. I have another commitment that I need to go to at 3 o'clock, but I wanted to come in front of y'all guys live and first of all apologize for you, anybody who was here yesterday. It was a really kind of a shitty day. Things were off, and things are definitely doing a lot better right now. Wild Run, really, really good stuff. Never have gotten the opportunity to review them, but I hope to change that in the future or something, you know. Yeah, offline donations, you are allowed to do that, 100%. Offline donations are totally allowed. I will add them as necessary. I have to watch a Blue Jays game. I'm actually going to watch the race with my dad. My dad's a big NASCAR fan. It's like our thing to do on Sundays. So I'm honoring that, especially considering I had a great uncle that just passed yesterday. So, you know, if you have stuff that you can do with your parents, do it while they're alive. I'm telling you. Unless they were total pieces of shit to you. And not because, you know, they made you go to prom whenever you wanted to go see, like, Black Sabbath or something. Like, fuck that shit, man. I'm talking, like, if they diddled your downstairs, or if they hit you with a freaking aluminum baseball bat upside the head, or fucked with you psychologically. You know, man, respect your folks if they deserve it, and love them while they're here. But, hey, man. Shay, I'm sorry that you popped in right whenever we were popping out, but, see you later, everybody. Just make sure if you do make an offline donation, make sure that you let me know which incentive you wanted to go to in the comments. And I'll talk to you guys next time, probably either tomorrow or maybe on Tuesday. I think tomorrow may be a recording day because right now I'm feeling the itch again, which hasn't been there for a little while, so I hope that continues. So I'll check you guys later. Peace out.